What's up, guys? It's Milana. Welcome back to my channel. I just finished volunteering at a Joe Dispenza retreat, and so many of my friends have been asking me about what my experience was like, as well as a lot of the people at the retreat. People kept coming up to me saying, what's it like being a volunteer? Like, what do you get out of it? What's the experience like? So that's why I'm making this video today. Oof, my hair is a little crazy. I just want to share with you my big takeaways and what my experience was like volunteering at a Joe Dispenza retreat. It was super amazing. Before we get into that, I just want to run something by you guys. I have been thinking about creating like a monthly membership community for us, where we'd have like 1 to 2 live calls a week, like on Zoom, and we would do all the things to help you manifest everything that you want as quick as possible. That way you have community and accountability, because we're, live together like 1 to 2 times a week, and we would be doing meditation together. We'd be doing trauma release with fascia maneuvers. We'd be doing EFT tapping, and visualizations. And these are all the things that I use every day and regularly to help me manifest my dreams and everything that I want. So really, I would just be shortcutting the process for you and giving you a way to be consistent and accountable, and just a good way to incorporate this into your daily life, daily routine, so that you live your best life as quick as possible. So if you're interested in that, let me know, comment below. I'm still not 100% sure about it, so I just want to know if you guys would be interested in that. And if you are, comment your email address below. That way I can be collecting the people who are interested, and then you can be on a list to get all the updates as soon as I have updates, and be the first to know about the release date and everything like that. And if there's any specific things that you would want covered in that, any specific topics like manifesting love, wealth, health, money, career success, friendships, anything, just you can comment that below too, so that way I can best serve you and I know specifically what you guys want help with. Okay, now that I have that covered, let's talk about my experience volunteering. So I had a few main takeaways. Number 1, it caused me to have my heart open literally the whole week. The whole week, I just had so much love for everybody, for the volunteers, for Dr. Joe, for all of the participants, because it was so humbling to get to be part of the team and to to welcome people into Dr. Joe's monastery, into his home, and to get to see people transform throughout the week. I had heard other people say oh, it's so rewarding because you get to see people change and transform and become a new person in the course of a week. And I was just kind of yeah, whatever. That sounds cool, but I don't know if that will really happen, but it totally did. A lot of the people who I met on day 1 and day 2, I would see them a few days later towards the end of the week, and they were different people, totally different people. The things that they would bring up to me, ask me, talk to me about were just totally different, and they were so much more present and more relaxed, and more loving, and that was so beautiful to see and to witness. Okay, so open-heartedness, that was number 1. Number 2, I really got to practice patience and staying in my heart. So for example, especially on the first few days, people would definitely test my patience, and they're coming up against their programming of how they've been programmed their whole life. And for most of them, this was their first time being at a retreat and really going deep within themselves. So sometimes people would demand certain things of me, or ask certain things of me, and not say it in the most loving tone or the most loving way. And because I was there as a volunteer, as a representative of Dr. Joe and his work, I was it is my duty and my responsibility to treat these people in these situations with love. And it was honestly pretty easy to, because I was just what would love do? this is how love would respond to them. And I could see myself in them in a lot of ways of like who I was a couple years ago when I first started meditating and like when I first went to my retreat, and I was nervous and stressed and scared and coming up against traumas and patterns and stuff. It's like I could see myself in them, and I just had love for them because I was like, wow, I'm so glad you're on the journey. I'm so glad you're doing the work. Like your life is going to get so much better from doing this. So that was really beautiful to like have the opportunity every day to practice stepping into a space of love, rather than reacting with being triggered or upset or like, ew, I don't like how they treated me, what a jerk. It's like, no, like I'm reflecting back to them what their higher self would do. I'm reflecting back to them the most loving version of themselves and how they can be treated. And most people aren't used to being treated with love and kindness and respect, and real presence and real caring. So that was truly an honor to get to do. Okay, another thing I learned was how to be timeless, how to really go beyond my body and be in no time. And this is because every day I woke up at like 4 a.m. because we have meetings before the event starts, and it starts at like 6 a.m. every day. And we have to like reset the room and get everything set up and ready to go. So I was waking up at like 4 a.m. except for on the day of the pineal gland meditation, which starts at 4 a.m. I got up at 2 a.m. that day. And I don't even remember what time I went to bed. Like I didn't go out partying or anything. Like I would literally, after we were done cleaning up, reorganizing, having our meetings, whatever, I would just grab dinner and go back to my room. And then my roommate and I would just like hang out and talk about our day. And that was so fun, by the way. I'm obsessed with my roommate. She's literally like my new best friend forever. She's amazing. We're gonna chat later today, actually. We're planning on having a call once a week to stay connected. So I'm super excited and grateful for her. So that was super fun. At the end of every day, we would just like chat about all the magical stories of things that happened. And every day was really, truly an eternity, because like we're on our duties at like 4:45 in the morning, and then getting back to our hotel room at like 9 o'clock-ish at night, sometimes later. And then we would relax together and then go to bed and do the whole thing the next day. And usually I am super gnarly about like, I have to get my 8 hours of sleep every night. If I don't, I'm gonna be tired and like potentially taking a nap. I'm not gonna have a good day the next day. Like I'm just I have my beliefs about needing 8 hours of sleep. But this week of volunteering, like we literally didn't have an option. So I just really let go of time. I didn't look at clocks like at all, other than when we needed to be on duties for meetings and stuff. I'd look at the time as like, okay, this is a point that I have to be there for, not like, oh, this is X hours away, I'm getting X hours of sleep. No, I was just like, okay, next thing is this, next thing is that. So that was really nice and powerful to just like let go of time and go beyond my body. I honestly wasn't really tired throughout the week. Only during like 2 of the lectures, I felt like I could totally fall asleep. But I didn't. I fought it and stayed awake, partially because I was in the front row during one of those lectures, and it was one of the science lectures when he brings the researchers up, and they're amazing, and I love the science and stuff, but when they start going into data and facts and all this stuff, and I got like 4 hours of sleep, I'm just like, stay awake, Balana, stay awake! So that was a little challenging, but overall really good. I will say the next week, because it's been like a week since the event ended, the next week I was so tired. I'm actually still kind of tired, and it ended a week ago. I've literally been taking like at least 1 nap a day, usually like 2 naps, and even then I'm just kind of like, I've been kind of sleepy this last week. Like I was at my brother and sister-in-law's house, and I went with them to do some errands, and the place we went to is like 45 minutes away. I literally fell asleep in the backseat of their car, and when we got to this place, I fell asleep there, and then I slept on the way back, and then I ended up taking a nap again later that day. It's just like, you know, your body your body needs to like reintegrate everything. I think in addition to lack of sleep, I also experienced so many biological upgrades that I'm like literally in a completely different body, and I've quantum leaped and dimension hopped a lot. So my body is catching up to all of the quantum changes that I've made. So lots of reintegrating, lots of recalibrating. This is my strawberry lemonade kombucha by Synergy. No, it's not sponsored. I just love kombucha and Synergy, especially the strawberry lemonade flavor. It's so good. It's so fire. Okay. I actually wrote down a couple notes of things I wanted to discuss because I didn't want to forget anything. Okay. Okay, I've covered those things. Okay, a few more things. One is that I was way more focused in my meditations. Like, I don't know what is that a dead bee? There's a dead bee in the house. It's right next to a sliding glass door, but still. I'm glad I saw that because I wouldn't want my dog to eat it and anything happen. So I will have, oh, I just looked at the screen and it said 11:11. Oh my gosh, okay. What I was gonna say, focus. I was way more focused in my meditations at the retreat. I don't know what it was. I feel like, I don't know, I just tapped into an energy and a super strong will and a strong intensity where like I was in it. I was the nothing. I had some amazing meditations, some amazing breath work experiences. I passed out one time. It was so trippy, but the meditations were amazing and I was so focused. And I actually took some notes of things that Dr. Joe said, and that I interpreted it as that I plan on sharing more on this channel in another video because this is already getting kind of long. But I think it will be very helpful because people often have a lot of questions about Dr. Joe's meditations and his work, as I used to. And I mean, I still have lots of questions and do things differently all the time, but I figure any insight that I have that can bump you up like 1% in your knowledge will help you dramatically over your lifetime. Okay, so I was more focused. Oh my gosh, this was so cool. So I got to observe one of the meditations in the ballroom, and let me tell you guys, that was such a sacred experience. As soon as the meditation started, so I got to walk around during the meditation, and there's like 2,000 people in this ballroom, and there's other meditation assists walking around. I was pretty much just observing so that I can like learn what they do, how they do it, so that in the future I can be of better help. As soon as the meditation started, I felt so much love in my whole body. Like, it was insane. I felt like the veil was just so thin and I was so energetically open to feeling things and receiving things. I was just like, I almost started crying. Like, I started tearing up a little and I was like, Milana, keep it together. You're supposed to be observing the meditation, like there in case someone has an emergency or needs something, not breaking down like you're meditating. So I brought myself back, and then as I was observing, I saw lots of angels and blue and white light beings throughout the room, blessing people and working on people. And that was really, really touching and really cool to see, like with my eyes open. And one of the things I saw was this lady, she was really moving energy. She was like shaking a lot and like, you know, like shaking, and like I could see this blue being right behind her chair, and it was like going like this, like, and like moving her back and like going within her stomach, and like doing something like a quantum surgery or something. And I could see her body movements going with it, like the back and then the head and like shaking and stuff. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy to see, like to get to see that, because you'll see people shaking, and I've experienced that a lot too, like random shaking and twitching and different things. But to see a being working on someone, I was like, wow, that's super cool. Also, something that stood out to me during the meditation observation was I saw one of the main researchers meditating, and I was so touched and humbled by that. And he said, like, on the stage when he's presenting the research, he was like, I did not believe in meditation. I thought all this stuff was like woo-woo, totally whack, like didn't believe in it. But then I started running experiments and studies on people's blood before, during, and after meditation, and doing brain scans on them before, during, and after meditation, and analyzing all of the chemicals in their blood and in their brain, and just like from a very scientific perspective of taking samples of everything. And he was like, I've rerun these tests over and over and over and over because I can't believe like what happens to a person biologically from them sitting there and putting their attention on nothing and meditating. And he's like, so after a while, I finally started meditating because I was like, I want my brain to look like that. I want my blood to look like that. And it's like, these people practice what they preach. Like when I walked around, he was in the back meditating. How cool is that? Like someone who understands the science on such a granular, deep, scientific level is doing it. So that was absolutely inspiring. Okay, what else? There's so many things I could go into and talk about, but for the sake of time, I'll probably wrap this up. Okay, one last thing that I noticed from observing meditation. It was super beautiful to witness people changing their energy right before my eyes. Even from like a very 3D level, because as they're sitting there, you can see the expression on their face and you can see the tears streaming down from their eyes. And like, when you watch someone do that, it makes you wonder, like, what is happening within them? What are they experiencing? Because whatever they're experiencing is not happening from their environment. It's not happening because they're like in this super cool, like magical place. It's happening within them. And it's so profound of an experience that they're crying and that they are so emotional. Like that's perplexing. And it's really cool to watch. Like I've experienced it countless times on my own, but to watch other people experience that and go through that is just like, whoa, it changes you. I feel so changed on so many levels, energetically, spiritually, biologically, chemically, experientially. I'm just like, I don't know. I have so much more love for people now, and I already loved people. I just have so much more love and gratitude for people at any stage that they're on the path. Like, I know I've talked a lot about like forgiveness on this channel, and like past relationships and friendships and stuff. Those people that like may have wronged me, whatever, I look at them with such greater love now and respect of like, wow, they're really on their journey. They're doing their best. We're all one. I just have so much love for them. And knowing that like I literally created it, because when you go into meditation and you become the void, you become the nothing, you realize you are the thing that created everything. And you get to feel that and experience that. And then you have so much gratitude for everything you've experienced because you created it and you wanted it on some level or not. So anyways, I'm sending you off with so much love, so much gratitude, so much respect. Because if you watched this video, I know that you are on the journey to greater love, and you are such a light to this world. And I'm so grateful for you, because every single person who works on themselves and works on changing their energy and being greater love and being greater light makes a huge impact globally, on a global scale. So I'm thankful for you. I love you. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Comment something that you loved about this video, or something that's happening in your life. I just love being connected to you guys, and knowing what's going on in your lives. So love you so much. Bye.